Over the past few years, we've seen a massive rise in the popularity of organically grown crops. Plus, while they're definitely better than the run-of-the-mill fruits and veg we get in supermarkets, they're not exactly cheap, which is why people have started growing their own stuff in their limited garden space. And of course, doing that's not easy either, but as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And as a result, we've got a ton of cool new gadgets and smart gardening systems that can completely transform your little farm into an efficient crop heaven. So, from the powerful Cadet to the money-saving Grover, here are some of the best gardening inventions that you've got to get your hands on right now. Which of these gardening gadgets do you want in your home? Let us know in the comments below. Now, you'd think that maintaining an artificial grass lawn's easy since you don't have to mow it. However, you'd be surprised by how easy it is to damage that grass while getting rid of unwanted weeds and cleaning up the edges. Well, in comes the Topkeeper. That's made to keep that fake grass looking fresh while also dealing with moss formation. It's equipped with small pins that rotate around and rake in the dirt, moss, and weeds, while also making sure that the grass doesn't get damaged. Oh, and it's no slouch either, as it can clean up over 300-meter squares of garden space within minutes. And the results? Well, they're actually comparable to a professional football field, which is super impressive. Cadet's the go-to brand for serious gardening tools, kinda like how Cat's got construction machinery covered. And if you ever thought that lawnmowers couldn't look cool, then prepare to have your mind blown, because this Ultima Series ZT mower is the most badass thing we've seen. Like for starters, it's got a massive 3000 watt-hour battery that only takes 4 hours to charge. But in turn, you get 2 acres of cleanly mowed land without buying a single liter of gas. On top of that, it's got tons of different modes to cut all sorts of grass around flower beds, trees, and even fences. Plus, unlike gas-powered lawnmowers, its power never fades, letting you go full speed with its sturdy steel frame and rugged wheels. Also, zero emissions is a big win for the environment, so it definitely gets some brownie points. Growing your own food can be a great way to not only save money, but also help the environment around you. But many of us either have no growing experience or simply don't have the space to grow all kinds of different crops. And that's where PICO steps in. PICO is a tiny farm that fits in your palm. In this device, you can grow pretty much anything inside the soil, and the device will water the plant itself. And it'll also automatically give it UV exposure. It takes care of your plants for you, so you don't need to constantly be on your toes to make sure your plants survive. It even has magnets that you can use to attach this thing anywhere. It's useful, easy to use, and good for the environment. What's not to love? Okay, we've got to admit, picking fruits with your hand is a novel experience that does feel good. With that said, it can get old and boring pretty fast too, especially if you're doing it over and over again. So if you're tired of pulling fruits from branches or the ground, then this bad boy is the most efficient tool in town. For instance, its broad opening directs fruit to the end of the tips for easy pulling from the branch. And once it's been pulled, it gets deposited in the nifty see-through mesh bag, because you've got to see your yield and feel proud of yourself. Finally, it comes with a multi-tool head that's fully adjustable for pulling different types of fruits without worrying about damaging them. The EcoPower Plus leaf blower is one of the most advanced electric leaf blowers on the market today. It offers you twice as much blowing power with a fraction of the noise pollution when compared to a gas-powered leaf blower. It's fully adjustable, allowing you to pick any blowing speed depending on the amount of power you need. It has a max power of 580 CFM, allowing you to breeze through even the most extreme debris. While it would be hard to make a leaf blower futuristic or advanced, the EcoPower manages to do just that and is probably the best one you can buy right now. Alright, this is an absolute must-have for anyone who's got a patio right next to their garden. Like, we all know how annoying moss and lichen can be to your precious wooden or stone floors, right? Well, this bad boy gets rid of everything and makes it look like an absolute piece of cake. Powered by a pretty strong 500-watt motor, this multi-brush can easily clean all sorts of stuff deeply embedded within your patio tiles or walkways. And since it's got multiple attachments, you're pretty much covered whether you've got a cobblestone or wooden floor without leaving a single scratch. On top of that, it's also got an edge cut and brush attachment that gets rid of protruding grass on paths with insane precision. And of course, you've got different lawn rollers too for all sorts of grass and even artificial turf. Remember that Gloria Multibrush for your patio earlier? Well, this is the extreme version of that, made specifically for robust pavements and walkways. Essentially, it's a cordless joint cleaner that gets rid of any overgrowth between your pathways like weeds, moss, and overgrown grass. And it does all of that in style with its super powerful saw brush that spins so fast that it cuts through that stuff with ease. Obviously, it's safe to use, because not only can it detect skin contact and stop instantly, but it's also got a protective shield on top of it. So just charge this bad boy up and show those unwanted weeds who's boss.